Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watch One, and thanks for logging on. Today we're looking at the Omega Speedmaster Automatic, sometimes known as the Speedmaster Reduced. You can see this two-tone automatic winding Omega Speedmaster on our website, watchyouwant.com. Purchase it there. And if you enjoy these videos, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Watch You Want Inc. You can also click on the card in the upper right-hand corner of the screen to see our full listing for this watch, with additional photographs, accessories included, and naturally complete pricing information. Now, on my wrist, 6 1/3 inches, 16 centimeters in circumference, you can see that this watch is the classical profile of the Omega Speedmaster Professional and Automatic, but being the Automatic, also known as the Reduced, it's just a bit smaller. 39 millimeters across the round of the case. That doesn't include chronograph pusher or crown. It's remarkably slim. Despite the domed acrylic, it's only 12.5 millimeters thick, and from lug to lug, nicely compact, 44.5 millimeters. This is a watch that wears well on a wrist of any size thanks to the two-tone treatment. It has an outsized persona and character, but on a smaller wrist like mine, it really opens up the wristwatch style options to a person who might have a wrist as small as 13 centimeters in circumference, which would be the lower limit of this watch. So keep in mind, if you like the Speedmaster but the Professional is just a bit too big, you can't wear the Moonwatch with a sense of elegance and proportion, consider the Speedmaster Automatic. You get automatic winding and a more compact case to boot. Now, the watch does have good heft on the wrist with a solid case back and the addition of precious metal in the pusher's crown and bezel. It's got a good presence on the wrist. When you close your eyes, you remember it's there. Now, it's paired with a simple, conventional styled calf skin with a distressed pattern and a monotone stitch. You can see straight spring bars, so it's easy to pull this strap down and around the tight curve of a smaller wrist. Now, it is matched with an Omega gold pin buckle. This is Omega branded, and it is 18 karat for simple on-the-fly adjustability. Now, you can see that the dial is a rather dramatic piece. Here, matte finish, but it's the combination of the aging indices of the 60-minute scale outboard of those gorgeous, almost copper bronze guilloche sub-registers. Now, you can see constant seconds at 3 o'clock, hours at 6, and minutes at 9, and each one has its own separate concentric circular cut pattern that adds complexity, and you can see it to good advantage when I turn the watch here. You can see how it plays in the light of my light box. It's even more dynamic in direct sunlight. Now, you can see that with the acrylic crystal and the 60-minute calibration outboard, this is the pre-2006, the roughly 1988 to 2006 version of the Omega Speedmaster Automatic. That's how long this dial style and the acrylic crystal endured. So this was a time-tested classic that really lasted from the beginning of Omega's resurrection as a brand, its return to credibility, right into what we would consider the modern era with the Planet Oceans, the Aquaterras, the advent of the coaxials, and right up, in fact, to the debut of the 8500s and 9300s. This watch really does span eras in the Omega catalog. Now, you can see on the back the famed hippocampus. A lot of people ask, why is the Seamaster symbol present on the back of Speedmasters? The reason for that is back at the dawn of time when the first Speedmaster debuted as a racing chronograph in 1957, the Speedmaster was technically part of the Seamaster family. So that's where that ancestral logo comes from, almost lost to time. You can easily forget why it's there, but it does tie the watch to its roots. Now, inside is a 45 jewel Omega automatic winding caliber 1143. Essentially, it's an ETA 2892 coupled with a vertical clutch chronograph mechanism. So when you see a really high jewel count on a relatively simple movement that has a complication, you know you're looking at a modular complication. And yet, because of the way that the vertical clutch interfaces with its drivetrain, because it doesn't cause any additional wear and tear on the movement, unlike the Moonwatch, you can simply leave this chronograph running continuously with no additional wear, tear, or in any case, detriment to the movement itself. Now, it has a 38 to 42 hour power reserve. It does have an efficient bidirectional winding system inherited from the base caliber, so if you wear this watch daily, it's essentially set it and forget it simple, with no date to require correction. Just wear it daily, and you could go 3 to 5 years between servicings. Heck, you could go 3 to 5 years before even setting the time, daylight savings accepted. This is a very handsome heirloom caliber watch. If you want a watch at a reasonable price from a premium brand that gives you immense wrist presence, great ergonomics, and is tied to a legendary model line, this is a watch that's going to outlive me, you, all of us, and yet Simple, accessible, handsome, and charismatic. It's also essentially faultless. This is the perfect watch for someone who wants an Omega that's just a little bit off the beaten path, and yet very much an Omega, very much a Seamaster, Speedmaster, as we now know, one and the same. See it and buy it on our website, watchyouwant.com.